So today we will learn how to sketch cubic graph of cubics when it is in factorized form. So if you have factorized cubic and, for example, you have something like this, y equal x minus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 3. What we can identify straight away from this? X-intercepts. So you have x-intercepts equal -3 or -1 or 1. Now also we can identify y-intercept, x-intercepts, y-intercepts. Intercept, if x equals 0, we have -1 times 1 times 3 equal -3. And shape. What is the shape? We have, when cubic is factorized, we can have two options. One graph will be like this. That is coefficient we have, if we have ax cubed, if a greater than 0, that will be this shape, because when x will be going to infinity, this will be the main term, and it will go to positive infinity. If a less than 0, when we have ax cubed, the shape will be like this. So for big X, we will get negative value of y. So in this case, we will have x cubed, and x times x times x will be positive x cubed. So that will be this shape. So we can sketch it. Yx, we have -3, we have -1, we have -3, and we have 1. So that's how it will, so this will be -3. That's how it will look like. We have 3 x-intercepts, and we know y-intercept, and we know the shape. Turning points at this stage on tag 3, you cannot identify the values of the turning points. Later on through the year, when we will learn calculus, when we learn differentiation, we will learn how to identify. You will be able to identify the turning points. At this stage, only if it's case active, then you can identify them, and then you will have to. If it's case active, technology active, you can, using technology, do analyze graph and find maximum mean. If it's tag 3, you don't worry about what other values. That's one case. Make sense how to sketch cubic in factorized form? Any questions? Okay. If we will have one of the factors is repeated factor. So for example, we will have y equal, let's say x minus 1 times x minus 2 squared. Again, what will be x, and how many x-intercepts will be? Will be only 2. X-intercepts will have 1 or 2. Y-intercept, again, will be, cubic will always have one y-intercept. So substitute 0, get -1, and here we get times 4, so -4 y-intercept. Shape again, because cubic term will be positive, so shape will be the same. But we have only 2 x-intercepts, and one factor is repeated. That means at point x equals 2, it does not cross x-axis, it just bounced off it. So graph will look like this. So we have 1, we have 2, and this is -4. And here at 2, it does not cross, it bounds. So at this point, we will have a minimum. That's how the graph. So if any factor is a repeated factor, at that point, where this factor makes it 0, where the x-intercept, it does not cross, it bounced off the x-axis. Make sense? Sometimes, in some cubics, there could be the case when the shape will be like this, but there will be only one x-intercept. So it is possible to have a graph looks, let's say, like this. Still will be cubic, but it will have one x-intercept. We will look into this kind more later on. For now, we're focusing on when we have 3 x-intercepts or we have 2 x-intercepts with one factor repeated. So that's, and if you have cubic not in factorized form, for example, let's say y equal x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 3. What should we do to factorize it, to skate the graph? We first need to factorize it. And let's recall how we factorize it. We try trial and error, we find in one solution. Let's try 1 minus 5 minus 4 plus 7, 3 minus, yeah, 1 works. Very good. So x equals 1 is an x-intercept, because when you substitute 1, this becomes 0. Now, what we need to do? What will be the factor then? X minus 1. So if we do polynomial division, x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. Now, whatever way you do polynomial division is which way you feel more comfortable. You can do just long division, you can do synthetic division, or you can do equalizing of the coefficients. Whatever methods you feel more comfortable with, use this method. I will use now polynomial division. So x cubed divided by x, we get x squared, x minus 1 times x squared minus x cubed minus x squared. So minus 5 plus 1 will be negative 4x squared plus 7x minus 4x squared over x, so we have minus 4x multiplied by minus 4x, get minus 4x squared plus 4x. We subtract, we get 3x minus 3, so we have plus 3. What should be next step?
Factorize that.
Factorize quadratic that we got, x squared minus 4x plus 3 equal x minus 1 times x minus 3. So cubic factorizes finally to y equal x minus 1 squared times x minus 3. One factor repeated, so the only one more thing that we need to find before sketching the graph, y-intercept. So we have y-intercept, x equals 0, we get 1, negative 3, so negative 3. And we have all we need to sketch the graph. We have x-intercepts 1 and 3, and we have y-intercept negative 3. And at x equals 1, graph bounced of x-axis, does not cross it. So that means graph will look like this. It bounced at 1, a repeated factor, x minus 1 squared. If it's repeated factor, if one of the linear factors is squared, at that point cubic does not cross x-axis. It just touches it.
Wait, so what are you doing if it's not squared? What are you doing in the case of it?
If it's not squared, it will be then third factor. It will go through and then go through axis at another x-intercept. Make sense? Okay, like, subscribe, and donate to help fight terrorist countries and organization, Russia, Iran, Houthis, etc. Support Ukraine and Israel.